What's up, guys? We've got a brand new podcast studio. We're really excited to show it to you. Let's take a look at some of the gear we use and how we produce it. So what we have set up today is specifically for podcasts, but the beauty of this room is it gives us a ton of versatility to create different sets. We can produce our tech tips videos and webinars over here, and we can get a completely different look by shooting into the brick wall over here. On the other side, we can completely pivot and face out towards the office with this giant window. That gives us a better feel of what office life is like at BoxCast, and it's great for culture content. For live producing our podcast, we're using a Canon C70 for our A camera, and then we've got two R6s to the side for our B cameras. The C70 acts as our wide shot, and the two R6s get close-ups of both of our hosts. We really love the C70 because internally we can record up to 4K 60, and it gives us a nice, clear cinematic image. And we can also plug it into AC power and let it run all day. We wanted a camera that would be a good hybrid for both post-produced content and our live shows. The C70 can definitely do both. Our B cameras are Canon's EOS R6, and they give us similar picture quality to the Canon C70. They are missing some basic functionality that work well for live podcasts and longer form content, one of them being battery life. Mirrorless cameras like the R6 don't have great battery life, so you need to mod them to make them work as studio cameras. We put a battery pack on the bottom of them, but the battery can be run on AC power also, so you can just leave it plugged in. Lastly, and this is the only thing to consider if using a mirrorless camera, is that they do output over micro HDMI, which will only give you about 15 feet of cable run, and then you have to convert it. So we are converting our HDMI output to a decimator to run into our switcher via SDI. So the three mics we'll be using, you've seen them before in past episodes, are Shure MV7s. They're super easy to use, they can output to a mixer, they can plug right into your computer, and they sound amazing. If you're looking for an all-around podcast mic, this is the perfect fit for you. So lights can get really expensive very quickly. We were looking for something that could fill up the room, give us a soft, nice glow, without having to completely break the bank. That's why we went with Amaron 100X bicolor LEDs. They're fairly straightforward, they allow you to warm and cool, they're very easy to use. In addition, to get that nice soft glow that we were looking for, we bought an aperture lantern to attach to the front of it. Now specifically for the podcast, we actually have a program monitor here, so everybody that's actually hosting can see when they're live, what shot they're on, and even if we have PowerPoint, we can overlay it here too to reference the slides. Now here's a hot tip. When we were speccing out this room, we had a hole cut in the wall so we could route all our cabling to our rack on the other side. In our past studio, we used to have to run cabling under the door or cram it or try to find some weird way to go up and over the room, and it just was a nightmare. So you can see it all runs through one place. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but we're gonna clean it up later. Oh, you might be wondering, what's our fourth camera? Well, it's a little bit too complex to explain right now. We still haven't figured out what to do with it. But Wade bought it on Craigslist. So right here outside the studio, we have a production hub where a director can see what's happening in there and he can control everything all from one spot. We also give him the ability to have his own camera just in case he wants to chime in during the podcast. Here we've got ATEM software control, which we are able to apply graphics, switch camera angles, and adjust audio levels from. We have our multi-view monitor here where we can look at all of our angles. Right now it's a little bit empty. Here we have our BoxCaster Pro, which we like to put right under the ATEM software control because it allows you to monitor stream diagnostics and make sure your stream is healthy. Right next to the director's table, we actually have our switcher, our HyperDeck recorder, and a surge protector with 6 outlets on the front and 6 on the back. This gives us the ability to run all our cabling in one spot, and it's a little bit cleaner out here than if we had everything in the studio space. So that's just a brief overview of all the gear we've had set up today, but if you want a deeper dive, take a look at the kit link we have in the description. It'll show you every piece of equipment we're using to produce this today. If you have any questions or you want to dive deeper, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy streaming.